kind of mechanism. I imagine it probably looks a lot like a crossbow at first. Like I imagine that I have to like draw something, and then I realize that if I can contain the explosion in a small area, that would be much more effective. So like my mind is just I'm basically completely lost since reverting back into my male Goliath form. Um and I mean I'm just fueled by hatred and destruction.
Toxic masculinity, if
Yeah,
you will.
that's basically exactly what happens to Ogremon. Um and if I'm not you know neck deep in creating this gun, I'm just pestering Valhalla to teach me how to fight, and I would like
So,
to spar if she will have me.
oh yeah, can we actually have like a little mini spar at some
I'm
Absolutely.
good
point?
with that.
Little,
Okay.
yeah, Gundren's
I hand
like
you one of my
fire, and it's
what?
like Gundren's starting to like make a little fire to like make you guys some lunch,
Mm,
and you guys are doing this.
okay, I throw you one of my javelins. I said,
I
no
spin it
pointy end.
around. I start
No
spinning it
pointy end.
around like Daffy Duck and the monk.
I was gonna say, mate, I was gonna make you roll a check to see if you can even grab it from the air.
Oh, I mean
Just
you
kidding.
can. It's your prerogative. Okay. So I catch it. No pointy end. Got it.
Yeah. And so I kind of I just go on guard and I hold the blunt end towards you, the pointy end towards me, like kind of like an épée, like is that how you pronounce that? I'm kind of dumb. So like the like the rapiers.
The
Um
fencing swords.
yeah, fencing swords. Thank you. That's the word.
Dr. Ogerman is like, this is a weapon.
Yes.
um yeah, no, I hold it up and like mirror you precisely. Like I just imagine like I'm wired. I mean, I invented aspirin when shit was real. I feel like I'm fueled by adrenaline. And did I invent caffeine? Is caffeine already a thing? Because if it's already a thing, I drank a lot of it.
I feel like coffee probably is a thing.
Yeah, hot
Like
brown
tea,
wake up
definitely.
potion.
Tea is definitely a
Yeah.
thing.
Okay. So
Coffee is
I
definitely a thing.
basically, yeah, that was one of the things I did like on my way out of the inn was just slam some tea to make sure that I am on fire for the day. So I am just like observant and
So then I start kind of like tapping like the end of the stick, kind of like you would in a sword fight, and I'm trying to get you to like tap back and meet it, get you focused on it. So we're doing that back and forth, and we go faster and faster. And you're like, okay,
got it.
okay.
Got it.
And then take my tail and I whip it around and slap you in the face with it.
All right.
Can
Do I
I
need to roll anything for that?
I was
Yeah.
gonna say can I react to that?
Sure.
I would like to try and like slap her tail with like the other end of the like we're going stick to stick here, and then I just want to like pull it up. We doing athletics?
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
I have to roll twice because I'm disadvantaged. Hey,
Nice.
you can't get me. Your phony gods will never hit me. I'm invincible.
So I whack his stick and then kick him in the chest.
Oh no.
Again.
Oops, sorry.
There it
Okay.
is.
That one worked.
Yeah. Oh, it's rolling twice for me because I'm exhausted. Cool. I didn't know it did
Oh,
that.
roll, Beyond is doing it for you.
Yeah, I'm just clicking it in there and it knows I'm exhausted. That's cool. How
Nice.
about that? Anyway, yeah. So you kick me in the chest, and I imagine you scream something like "This is Sparta," and I fall into a pit of death.
No, you just kind of like fall on the ground, and it's dusty because it's like more prairie-ish there, and so it's like a little bit of dust
Oh,
flat, poofs up
God.
around you.
Remember,
I
it's
kinda-
not about fair. It's about hi Tully. It's not about fair. It's about being ready for anything. Your enemies don't care about fair.
Oh, you're out of it now.
Hmm.
They will try to kill you as soon as they can. Most of the ones we've met so far, not so clever, but
I
you got to be prepared for anything and everything.
I kind of blink while I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, girl, bit off a little more than I could chew, huh? I really
get
thought it
there.
was. I really thought it
And
was
I
about
help
the
you back
confidence.
up.
Yeah, I'm just like, I really thought it was like the confidence. I really thought I just needed to exude whatever it is you do. How? Okay.
It's less confidence and more ingrained, more survival than anything.
So I just have to repeat this routine over and over.
So it becomes natural.
I can do this. I'm not praying to anything, but I'll do the rest of it.
Sure, whatever makes you sleep at night.
What sleep?
And
and I go
just kinda
back.
give you a look,
And I go back to
Go
polishing the blunderbuss, like boring out the middle there to try and make a cavity for the thing, the ammunition.
I'm still not convinced you're not going to try to stuff someone down it.
I'm telling you, that's a really great idea.
Just find a way
Next
to
create,
put the bag of holding into the gun.
yeah. Next creation, a vacuum into the bag of holding.
Oh my god, I literally have become King Karul. That's amazing.
What we never said about ogres in this world is they're surprisingly crocodilian.
Oh my gosh, that would be hilarious. I'm not gonna do that because I can see Kendra dying inside just a little bit.
You'd have to pick up boxing as well.
We just,
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
would.
I'll tell you what, I'm having a hard time figuring out how to multi-class because I want to take a little bit of fighter and I want to take a little bit of wizard over here. Ogrman's throwing the gloves down.
We need some bards in the group too. There's no bard.
If it fit even remotely narratively, I would do it. Honestly, I think Laya is the biggest candidate for bard.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was gonna say, but I feel like it would be like just nursery rhyme,
Which is
That's
amazing.
okay.
which is what I do every day for my job. I'm always singing nursery rhymes, so I could totally do it.
Can confirm this is what she does for work all day.
I'm not saying don't do it.
I might. I mean, I play a bard in another campaign, so I know how it works.
I just imagine if it was Lias like doing Tasha's hideous laughter, being like not really like, or no, vicious mockery, being like, "You are awful. You are poo." Like
You boo boo head.
Just
like a
singing
5-year-old.
Little Bunny Foo Foo, turning people into goons.
Bop you on the field, or bop you on the head.
Yeah,
She just boops people on the nose.
she totally would.
Speaking of
So-
boops and noses, so as you guys are Halvrex, you guys are kind of taking a little break. Are you letting the little guy out? Kind of wandering around in his cute little.
Yeah.
I feel like Laya would come over and be like, "It's bathroom break time," and she covers her eyes and like coaches Helvrax like how to show the baby how to use the bathroom.
I feel like Ogrman hears you say that and just looks a little weird and then gets up and goes behind a tree while you're doing this.
Like, do I need a bathroom break? Like, as the baby, which as Volzath, I have to keep calling him Volzath instead of baby. He kind of like goes like this, "Whee!" and everywhere, just kind of lets it fly.
Oh.
Oh my
If you
god.
wish to be a ranged fighter, we need to work on your aim, child.
Tell him to aim at a flower or something. You have to focus, little children.
And at that,
I imagine my character is trying to meditate right now and just can't focus and is just like giggling like
And then like as Volzath kind of like swings to one side, like a little bit kind of flies through the air and kind of hits Gundren, is like, I'm trying to cook over here, and he's kind of like wiping it a little off, and so when he was done with that, he kind of just picks up some pebbles that he sees and just starts kind of like throwing them. One of them hits Halvrax, for not for any damage, but kind of just hits you. The next one hits Laya right with a 20, right in the middle of your forehead.
Wait, you said he's throwing darts?
Rocks.
Oh,
Just-
rocks. Okay.
No, yeah, not darts.
Okay.
Just like little rock. He just like picks up and he likes to throw things. Range.
I see him
One.
just peg Laya in the like
And
forehead
he's
like that.
right
give
in
him
the
like
forehead.
a,
Like one kind of like brushes off your shoulder, and the other one he tosses at Laya and pegs her right in the forehead.
I give him a pat on the back and I'm like, more of that.
No,
But-
not to friends, not to friends.
Yes, not to friends. Friends are for practice, not for hurting.
He just kind of looks at you, and he's both like babbling too, and this kind of, and as you're talking to him, as you're, how are two? Are you speaking Common or are you speaking Draconic to him?
I feel like I want him to like learn both. So
like,
I feel like it's probably a thing where like I'm Spanglishing it some.
No, don't do that. Just speak in your native tongue. You'll pick up Common from the rest of us.
Okay.
Sorry, that was like
Professional
I
opinion.
couldn't keep
over
in the
here.
speech pathologist.
The speech pathologist in Laya's inner person.
She just innately knows that you should speak to children in their native language so they become proficient.
So I guess I will speak to him in Draconic, and everyone else can speak to him in Common.
So as he's listening to you, he's kind of hearing like picking up little bits and sounds, and like, so right now it's more like a rah, 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 but every once in a while you hear like a syllable, kind of like as babies do, where like poo, or like they'll get like one small bit, and so he starts repeating, and then he'll repeat that that little sound like back at you, and like think it's hilarious when you kind of recognize it. Every time his eyes kind of light up, and so he goes, pa 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 pa, and gets all excited, and then throws a rock. And Papa.
Halfrex is very excited by this, but since it's in Draconic, he's not going to like try and like not acknowledge it to anyone else.
Oh.
Because I don't think anyone else can speak that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ogremon can. But
not assuming anyone that's paying attention.
I was gonna say Ogremon is not listening at all.
Ogremond's taking a dump in the corner because he.
But when he says that, I again give him like a little pat on the back. I'm like, good job.
And he's all happy, and he's just kind of like blah 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 pa pa pa, and doing like a little. He's like a little toddler, but he's very like vocal little toddler, and he gets into everything. As he's kind of walking around, you can't leave him alone for a second, because as you turn and kind of like go to something, and like Gundren has like a little fire, and he's got some stuff that he's cooking up, and he's got like basically like little kebabs that he's brought along. That's all meats, like some chickens that he's brought because he knew that you would need some lunch. So he's like handing everyone like some little meat on a stick to everyone. So as you turn to kind of grab your meat from a stick to Gundren, you lose sight of him for just a second, and Volzath is then across the way and starting to root through Zinvelnos' stuff.
I
Or-
pick him up by like the
I should
scruff. of
say.
his-
Starts to get towards Zinvelnos' stuff, and as an attempt to try to root through it.
Yeah, just like grab him by the scruff of his neck if I can.
Yeah. You can't
Just
reach
like
him.
a kitten.
Close to he's close to Zinvelnos.
Oh, okay.
Zinvelnos wants to do anything about it.
By the way, we're basically acting out like real life for me right now.
How close is he, I guess?
He's like he's kind of toddling towards you, and you see him kind of beelining it towards like your stuff that you kind of like sat down next to you as you all were sitting there. It's kind of like watching. you.
Just for fun, can I I don't know if I could do this. Can I cast Mage Hand and have it try and distract him?
Absolutely, you can.
I guess tap him
How
on the
much does
shoulder.
the baby weigh? You could
I was gonna
even
say
make
you
it-
could probably pick him up.
Yeah.
I think Mage
Well,
Hand's like
yeah.
10
So
pounds.
as it, your mage hand is invisible too if you choose it to be, or you can, but because it's So are you doing it more of like a secret kind of like tapping him on the shoulder and seeing if he like reacts, or are you trying to
Yeah.
like show him the mage hand and have it like dance and like describe how you want to use mage hand?
Hello,
I'm
baby.
going to
Hello, mahoney.
I intended to start by trying to tap him on the shoulder and seeing if I can mess with him a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that's awesome. Yeah. So so you're just trying to like distract him? Like, you just want to go up and tap him on the shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think you need to roll it for that because it's just mage hand. So
You roll a second Mage Hand and you spank the child.
yeah. So his
Naughty.
he rolled a 3. Trying to like. So he just kind of like at that he kind of like turns and kind of looks and doesn't really see what's happening, and then just kind of like toddles forward and keeps going on his way.
Is it possible to turn it visible?
Yeah.
In the middle of? Oh, okay.
I mean, it's a cantrip, so you can just recast it as a
Okay.
hand or something.
I'm going to try and pick up a little stone and fly it in front of him, and then see if he'll try and play catch with it.
And at this point, like the hand, is it visible? Like you
Yes.
you make the
Yep.
hand visible to pick up the stone. So at that, he like lasers in on your hand, on the mage hand, as it's kind of like picking up the stone. Is it how far? Like a couple of feet in front of him, like.
Yeah, I guess that. Yeah.
So he kind of like you see almost because you're paying attention from where your vantage point. His back is towards Halvrax and Laya. You see as he sees your mage hand, you almost see like his eyes kind of like hone in, like like what is going on, and he just kind of stares at it really intently as it sees this thing like pick up something. Like this hand just appears in front of him out of midair, and it picks up a stone, and then he walks forward and he just kind of like swats at the mage hand, not even like kind of almost ignoring the stone. He's like swatting at this aberration in front of him, not understanding what's going on, and he's just kind of like, and he accidentally kind of knocks the stone out of the hand as like but he's like kind of one little swat, then another little swat, bless you.
Bless you.
And then like so confused by his baby brain and all of the input from nature that he's gotten so far, bless you again, that he just kind of like gets really confused and then just starts swatting it over and over again and just starts wailing, crying, like not understanding, and just going like this and going and just keeps
What's
doing
going on back there?
That's why you don't let the rogue babysit, I guess.
And he's just like, then he just sits down and just starts crying, like anime style, like tears streaming out of his eyes, just and he's completely discombobulated by this whole thing that has happened in front of him.
Oh. All right. Well, it's going invisible again. I'm stopping that.
He's just completely.
And subtly pretending like I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, Halfrex like turns around, comes over, just picks up the baby. He's like, "Did he like trip or something? What happened?"
I think I scared him.
Roll a perception, roll a persuasion, and roll an insight. Make you guys roll against each other for funsies. So Alrex, you totally know that Zendonos is not quite being true.
Okay. I scared him with magic. He's okay.
This is a good lesson for you, child. Magic is scary. Don't ever learn it.
Laya runs over. It's not scary, and she starts druid crafting like little flowers and stuff as she like motions and starts singing the Itsy Bitsy Spider.
I've already, while all this is happening, I've set up my hammock, and I go over and pick him up, and sit down and put him in my lap and rock him in the hammock.
So as as he kind of like as the druid craft, he kind of like pats at the flowers, and because he can feel them, he's like, oh, okay, and is like all happy because he's baby brain, and then he's like rocking in the thing, and he's like, wee. He's very subdued now, and imagining, and he's all day. So yeah, so Gundren's kind of passing out all little meat sticks for everybody, to and kind of packing up, and it's like, well, we better get on our way before want to get to the cave before it gets too dark, and I won't be able to find it.
Let's get going.
So
Did everybody rest just now?
it was just a short rest.
Okay. Just
And not another long rest.
just keep it
Just a
track.
lunch rest.
Just a lunch rest. Yeah, so dun 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 dun. So yeah, so you guys make it, and so as you guys are walking, and again, the rest of the afternoon kind of goes the way in which the first half did, where it's again there as you guys are kind of moving, though, you notice that the hills are getting a little larger, a little bit more mountainous, as you guys are coming kind of these grassy inner areas. And all of a sudden, Gundren kind of stops the cart and kind of looks around and looks down at this notebook, and then turns to Halvrax and goes, this kind of sounds like this place, right? And he points to a passage, and Halvrax, to you, it seems just like random gibberish that of very like fluent, like flowery language. And then as I'm assuming you kind of look at it, being as we've described, like you don't get it at all. He goes, wait a minute, and he turns towards Laya and goes, Laya, this looks like this area, right? Or does it look more like it's around like that one over there? And he points to kind of the mountain that's a little bit farther away. And to your, as you're kind of reading it, the language as it's kind of describing like the peaks and the valleys and things, you think it's this one. It definitely seems, you get the strong sense that this is the right place.
It's this one. Yeah, we're in the right place.
So he's kind of like,
Good job, Gundren, and I pat him on the back.
wanted a little bit of confirmation, and so he's like, okay. And then he's like, you see him kind of like get down out of the cart, and he's kind of walking around and he's looking, and this kind of mountain kind of rises up in front of you, and he's looking and he's looking, and then he spots one tree, this kind of lone little tree that's kind of there, and he kind of walks over, and you kind of disappears from you for a second through like the reeds because he's a dwarf. And he's like, this is it over here, and kind of calls you all over, and they're in the grass, kind of tucked away behind a boulder in a tree, and there's a little crevice, and it seems to be what looks like a cave opening into the side of the mountain.
What are we waiting for? Shouldn't we just press on?
This certainly looks like a cave, so
Hope it's the right one.
Ogremon just starts walking in.
Yeah. And then and Gundren kind of looks and goes, everyone okay to see in here? I know some of us are, and he kind of
Put
looks
some stick or something that glows. It's fine.
kind of looks at kind of gestures toward Valhalla and the elves, and are like, some of us are good, but and kind of like gestures to Dr. Ogremon and Halvrax. Dr. Ogremon,
Yeah.
do you have your glasses?
or your glow stick sword.
You have
yeah.
glow sticks.
I'm gonna activate my glow stick sword. I was gonna say I got rid of the glasses to make the repeating shot. I'm like prepping during every rest. I'm like doing just a little bit more. That was so I made a point to talk about the ammunition there. So I'm just like Yeah, so yeah, I just like flick on the glowy sword and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, this thing. No, I don't say that. I say, sweet tears, pooping ghost. Sorry, I had to pick a pantheon from had to pick someone from the pantheon. And I yeah, without even like stopping, like Gundren's like, so is everybody good? Or flicking on, just like,
we're good.
yeah, we're fine.
Does it make the lightsaber noise like that?
No, Ogremon does that himself.
Kind of like manually make the lightsabery noise.
Yeah,
with it.
I'm like flicking it on and off, like.
That's its like activation word. Just,
All right. So he's like, all right, in this way, we'll go into the entrance, and that's where my brothers will be. And so he kind of barrels forward into the cave.
Is there like any turns in the like on the way into the cave that like I like a curve that I could get to first? I just want to fuck with Gundren.
As he kind of barrels in, there's like there's a rock and then there's a tree, and you kind of like sneak through to get, and then there's like a curve, but it's only maybe 15 or so feet wide.
Okay. When I round one of the turns, I'm gonna be like, oh my, Gundren, are your brothers all dwarves, beards, about yay tall?
Yes.
'Cause
like me.
They're all dead, man.
Wait. What?
I did a joke.
I was like, oh God, really?
I can't make that happen. I just wanted to fuck with him for a second.
This is Lord of the Rings all over again.
Wait, what?
I'm just kidding. All you dwarves look the same, and I just keep walking. I just walk away from him.
Ow. Racist much?
D&D is so racist. Yeah. So...
I mean, I described every dwarf ever. But yay tall, beard, curly hair.
So you kind of like, so Dr. Ogremon kind of rushes ahead to kind of catch up with Gundren. And so how else are you guys kind of going in to the cave?
Halvrex is probably sticking near Ogremon just because that's the light source.
That's fair.
Yeah, I like to imagine I had originally created the goggles of night that I think I gave to you when I was a human. And then they just disappeared during this last rest. And I
pull them out, put them on, and it's just like regular goggles.
Yeah. Sorry, I needed the magic for something else I was working on, but just stick with me and we're cool. We're good.
I keep the goggles on because I feel like they make me look cool.
They do. I made another joke.
I'm directly behind Ogremon, like looking farther, like past the light to make sure that there isn't anything he's just gonna like stumble into.
I like that I nudge Halvrax about him, like making a joke about him to him. I don't understand humor.
And then Lion, Zil.
Yeah, I'll be.
Yeah. That works.
Yeah, I'll be in the back.
Yeah. Is Hockey, so as I've been calling them, Hockey, coming in as well, or?
No, I think I'll have. Oh, jeez. I believe it was a her.
Yeah, it's alright.
Yep. Just hang outside. Try and keep watch.
Okay.
Alert us if anything approaches.
From behind you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys then. Dun, 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 dun. So bottom left corner, depending on how it opens for you guys, because it's a big map.
Huge map.
Oh.
This looks awesome, by the way.
Go on, quit.
Yeah. I mean, as awesome as... I mean, I'm not an artist or anything, but for
Oh, you guys are live streaming?
throwing it together.
Quick, Drew, see what we're doing on Twitch now.
Yeah, let
I
me
know.
give you. Twitch is gonna start
Oh
playing.
wait, we're actually on
sounds.
Twitch now.
Yeah, I went live. I didn't tell anybody. I just did it.
After you asked, I assume.
I did
so-
ask. Yeah, it was after I asked.
After you,
But I didn't make a big deal out of it.
So yeah, so as you guys are kind of walking, and again, like it's kind of like maybe 15, some 20 feet in some spaces. It's they're how tall are you, Ogrman? You're like 7 something.
7 feet tall. Yeah, like I'm
Yeah.
I'm actually. I think I was like 6'11", and that was part of the reason I
How
buried
tall are
my.
you, Ogrman? You're like 7 something.
7 feet tall, yeah. Like,
What?
well, I'm
Yeah.
kind of
Sorry,
sorry. I started to hear
I think I was,
myself
like,
on Twitch
6
because
up.
it loaded. I was like, "What the fuck? There's an echo." No, there's not. I think I was like 6'11" because that was like the point of contention where, like, everyone made fun of me for being small for a Goliath.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So there's like for you notice there's about like still like maybe like 3 or so feet above your head. So it's not like you're crouched in this particular little tunnel as you're walking forward. And it feels like just kind of smooth natural stone that you're walking through. And Gundren just kind of like, and you guys are all in charge of yourselves. And Gundren just kind of like barrels ahead. And as I
For one with such tiny legs, this guy gets around.
He's very why am I not on the right? No, not the right layer. Oh, here we go. He just kind of barrels ahead, boop, 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 as he seemingly like in a little bit of a hurry, like very excited. He's like, "Come on, they're right up here!" And he starts calling out.
Gundren maybe not rushing into unknown cave, semi-known cave, head first.
He just starts calling out, "Nundro, Thundrin, Nundro, where are you?" And he opens up to reveal.
Oh no.
Hold on, let's do this one. I like.
Come on, cat.
So as you guys kind of walk into this area here, you know, there's the entrance tunnel that you guys leads to this large cavern, and there's a natural pillar that's supporting it. And well, Dr. Orgerman can only see so far, but the rest of you, Dr. Orgerman, Helbrecht, and there's kind of 3 stalagmites around the cavern, and in the western kind of this western corner over here, you kind of at first glance you see 3 bedrolls and like a heap of supplies. There's some flour and lanterns and casts and things and random gear, and then on the northern section you see kind of like a section of the cavern that's collapsed, that's formed like a 10-foot wide, 20-foot deep, like you just see kind of like as you're watching it, you just kind of see this area of a collapse, and then you see almost like it drops off from your vantage point there. And Gundren just keeps running forward. It's like, and he's like, "Oh, there you are," and runs in because you notice. Someone roll a perception check or investigate perception check. Keep forgetting all of my.
Made Gundren's token do a weird thing.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on.
Weird.
Suddenly, he's 3 stories tall.
I accidentally stretched him. Yeah, so Laya notices that as he's kind of rushing towards, among the bedrolls, there seems to be one there. So it looks like there's like the form of someone there. So Gundren's kind of yelling for us like, "Hey, brother, wake up, we're here." And he just kind of rushes forward. Are you guys like kind of staying with him? Like, how are you gonna like watching him
I
kind of
think-
forward?
I think Laya's a little concerned that like maybe they are dead, or what is he gonna find?
Ogremon wants
so
to
she's,
roll
like, running
investigation.
after him.
Or no, can I just roll like insight maybe?
Insight? Well, insight into whom?
I guess I
Or,
don't know. I guess basically I want to see like if I can tell from where I am and the situation, are they actually dead?
Yeah, you can roll like in probably investigation,
Investigation.
or
Okay,
Yeah.
even better. Yeah. I don't know.
disadvantage. Yeah. So it look like to you, it just looks like maybe they're like sleeping, like because it is cutting towards kind of later in the afternoon. Like they could have napped early.
Siesta.
Oh, they're
Yes.
almost certainly dead, but maybe they're asleep. Yeah, optimism.
Yeah.
That's a
So
thing.
as Gundren kind of walks over, he's like, "Brother, what are you doing? Wake up, we're here!" And just kind of like hits, kind of kick, like playfully kicks the body. And as he does this, it kind of like it's like a thump, like a quiet thump, and he kind of stops. He looks and he's like, "Brother, what is it? Nundro? Tharden?
Well,
Is
I
that
hear
you?"
this.
And as he pulls back kind of the bedroll, you, especially Laya, who's standing next to him, sees the dead face of a dwarf miner.
Well,
and-
while we see this in the distance, because I'm standing next to Ogremon because he has the light, I just like elbow the shit out of his stomach. I'm like, no
I-
more human.
I take a bunch of steps back.
No more
Ogremon
human.
just slowly goes back and bzz, flicks the sword off for a second.
And at the sight of seeing this body, you thought words Gundren, his whole body just sinks, and he just kind of falls to his knees and goes, "Tharden, no, Tharden," and just like shakes him because he's like, "No," and he kind of shakes him some more. And like, wake up, this isn't, and just keeps shaking him. Laya, you can roll like I would say probably a medicine check with advantage.
While she's doing this, I lean over to Zavelnos and I'm just like, I don't believe that man's ever been to medical school.
Yeah. Even
That's a
with
good point.
so even with that roll, you can easily tell that he has been dead for several days, if not maybe a full week, and he is just Gundren just kind of keeps shaking him and trying to get him to wake up.
Glaya like wraps her arms around his shoulders and like gently says, "He's gone, Gundren."
And Gundren kind of rocks back on his feet and kind of just sits down and just stares. And like, he didn't even want to do this at all. He thought we were being foolish. He was just kind of staring kind of despondently at the body. And then at that, he kind of looks up at Laya and goes, "Where's Nundro?" He then like kind of like starts to like crawl towards the other bedroll and looking, and there's no sign of his brother.
Does this cave go deeper? Maybe he's somewhere else. I don't know. We can definitely we'll look for him. There's still a chance he could be alive.
Yes, the cave. Yeah, yes, it goes deeper. There's two over there, and he kind of points and gestures towards the pit. There's two the two things, the holes that you go through. He's very distraught and kind of like rambling to you as he's trying to describe. It's like, it goes deeper. We had the map, but we and he's just kind of like despondent and trying to describe that it goes deeper and that they haven't been deeper yet. They found the cave and they hadn't gone further because they needed supplies and they needed you to help them.
Okay.
Rambles.
I just like pat him and I say, "We'll figure it out." Can I look at the body to see if like he died from like starvation, or he was stabbed, or
I was actually going to
like,
use Divine Sense to see if there's anything really evil in there, or if there's anything consecrated or desecrated, or, you know, um, let's see. It says, as an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces until the end of your next turn. You know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. You can, and then, like I said, you can also detect the presence of any place that object has been consecrated or desecrated.
Yeah.
So I want to see if like it was something incredibly evil that took him out. Oh.
Yeah, so at you don't notice, you get a sense that they're almost on the edges of your divine sense. You get wisps of something, but nothing within the 60 feet of you do you feel strongly about, but you get a sense that there are things on the periphery, almost like the
Whether they're good things or bad, like particularly evil things, or
more evilly undead
okay.
ish, perhaps,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but not necessarily. Yeah. And then, but nothing in the immediate has been desecrated per se.
Okay.
But you notice too. And are you like close to the body as you do this?
I'm kind of in the middle because I want to figure out like I want the maximum radius around me.
Around the space. Okay.
So 60 feet. I mean, he's within my 60 feet for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 60 feet. Yeah, it's a big loop. Yeah, no, nothing particularly though. If you guys, if anyone wants to investigate the body any further though, or not.
Dr. Ogerman would like to take a look.
Oh no.
Wyatt's gonna watch Dr. Ogerman to make sure he doesn't try to dissect Gundren's brother in front of him.
Or we can just distract Gundren.
I like the way the rogue. I like the way the rogue thinks. Real quick, I'm exhausted, and
No.
yeah, I don't know if I identify anything.
Yeah, out of 10, you notice, like, looking at the body, you notice that it looks as though the dwarf died of you don't see any like open wounds or anything necessarily, but you do see hold on, I want to make sure I do this right. Make sure I'm saying the right thing.
This disadvantage is hilarious. I'm in investigation. I'm like good at investigation. And I'm just bleary-eyed and full of hate right now.
Yep, hating everything.
Ugh.
Yeah, you notice that there's some like some sort of magical, like there's no visible, but you see the telltale signs, a little bit of like, you know, a magical injury. Like a little like singeing.
So I have the identify spell prepared, and I can also cast it as a ritual. So I can choose an object, and I have to touch it throughout casting the spell. If it's a magic item or some other magic imbued object, I learn its properties. I guess that's not really this. If you instead touch a creature through the casting, you learn what spells, if any are currently affecting it. I guess if it's dead, I don't know if there's like a lingering sense. I mean, maybe cast the spell and do a successful arcana on it.
Maybe. It's been a while though, sitting there cold.
That's fine. I just throwing ideas out there for things I could attempt to do, but I don't want to burn a spell slot if it doesn't matter how Gundren's brother died. How many brothers do dwarves usually have? Lots.
Wyatt shushes him and turns to Thunder and is just like, would you like to do a burial now or later?
And Gundren kind of stares and kind of looks up at you, and you notice that his eyes have just kind of glossed over. And roll an insight, Laya. Yeah. So I should just assume that you ace all insight checks always. You see, and you get the sense too that like even though after his capture, he knew there was a chance that his brothers were also captured or injured or, killed. Like, it never really quite hit him at the possibility. He just assumed that you guys would go and they would show up and everything would be okay. And instead, that wasn't the case. And so his eyes have just completely glossed over, and the reality of the situation in front of him just took all the spirit out of him. And he's just standing there or sitting there, like, just kind of not quite sure what to do with himself now.
I think Laya, I'm gonna start leaning into like this bard thing. Bard thing. Laya's gonna do it.
We all multi-class.
She like takes the bedroll and covers the body and just sings like a little like funeral poem about like something very druidy, where like ashes to ashes and dust to dust or something like that kind of thing.
You're doing like a little druid craft too on top of like
because I want to try to like give him some closure. I don't think he should be left alone, but now it feels kind of dire that like if his other brother is alive, we need to get going. So I want to do something not a full burial, but like just something to maybe give him a little closure, and then we'll get the body when we come back, maybe.
Yeah, and at that, like, too, his, he, like, as, like, as you're doing this and kind of, like, the whole, he seems a little bit better, and he's, like, he kind of turns and looks at you all and is like, can I, he kind of stumbles, can I ask you all a favor?
Sure, anything.
I mean, you're welcome to ask. I have no guarantees that I'll do it if it's inconvenient.
Elbow him in the ribs.
Right, go ahead, ask.
I don't want to leave him alone. He was the historian, he was the pragmatist. He didn't even want to do this, although he's the reason we found the cave at all. Can you go into the cave, see if my brother is here, if he got lost or if he got taken by something else?
You're not coming with us?
I can, but I don't know how much good I'll be.
Well, what if we levitate his body and keep him with us?
No, he can stay here.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying, like, our track record's not great navigating dangerous places without the person who brought us to them.
We'll be fine.
Do you remember? Do you remember the castle?
We'll be fine.
Do you remember
Up the roof?
We'll be fine.
the
There's
lighthouse?
We can't.
You're
go
a
on
better
the roof.
fighter now already. You'll be fine. We'll be fine. I turned to
The
Gundren-
harpies?
I turned to Gundren
The
and I
sharks?
say, would you mind if I say, I'm going to say a little prayer, and then, so I go over to the body, I say a little prayer, and then I sprinkle some holy water on him, on the body anyway, not.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And Gundren kind of turns to Dr. Ogerman, and he's still kind of delirious, like, with grief. But he kind of looks at Dr. Ogerman and like, and in like adjusting, like that second of jesting tone, kind of goes, if it's any consolation, I've never gone farther than the pit, so I don't know how much good I'll be. And then he kind of like gets like a half smile and goes, like he's trying to make a joke, but
Ogerman does finger guns and accidentally shoots him.
With like 3 hit points.
all 4 hit points of Gundren.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't actually. I have the healing fist prepared right now. I just thought it'd be funny narratively.
No.
I have locate object. So I'm just wondering, because it's supposed to be a specific object known to you, but it's like alternatively the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture, tool, weapon. So would I be able to use that to see if like Gundren could tell us like a tool or something that his other brother had, to see if I'm able to like locate that and then locate his brother?
Sure. Yeah, at that, he kind of says to you, hold on. Yeah, you can. He goes, I don't know what he would have on them, and he kind of racks his brain for a minute, and goes, I mean, I have his notebook. He doesn't have any sort of jewelry.
What's the name of his Twitch channel?
Oh, what's the name of your Twitch channel?
Oh, Story Friends. Twitch.tv/Story Friends.
Story Friend.
I'm trying to rebrand. I figured that the 2 big reasons I play games are because
Stories
of
and
the
friends?
stories, or because I'm playing with my friends, and this happens to be both. So I
Apparently
suppose,
you're kind of for a mature audience.
I guess, I don't know. I just
Just
yeah, I was gonna say, sharing the Twitch channel on Facebook then opens it up to way more people than just the 3 people who follow me on Twitch. So I'll keep the lid on that right now, because I feel like you already have performance anxiety.
scary.
I also look like shit.
I'm like,
We gotta prepare.
Sorry,
My
this is.
hair, put a little
Oh my
face
god.
makeup on. You know,
I already have the
wear a
fixed
bra.
face on Zoom already clicked. No. Yeah. So, but Gundren kind of racks his brain and doesn't know exactly like what it could be that. What?
Yes, the chat.
Oh, we've got chat. What did you say? Nick, did you see what Drew wrote in your chat?
I'm
Now I'm getting. I am actually.
it's reconnecting. I'm trying to manage it from my phone, but that doesn't seem to be working. So
for the peanut gallery, Drew just wrote the DM is hot with an HAWT. It was too.
It's full Monty though.
Yeah, full Monty is you. Monty was his first DM character, D&D character. So yeah, so he kind of racks his brain trying to think of something that he might have that, and he goes, well, and then actually he goes, if anything, he would have and he kind of would a pen work?
We can try it. Just try to describe the pen to me best you can. And I'll try to locate this pen.
And he goes, well, it was an old instrument. It was an unusual ink fountain pen that Nundro liked to write with. In fact, he wrote this whole notebook with it, and it was a new kind of contraption that one of you artificers that he met created for him, and so he kind of describes it to you, and it's like a kind of a very rudimentary kind of early kind of style fountain pen that Nundro liked to use on the road as opposed to like quill and ink. And so he kind of describes it to you, and it's has little silver bits and little nubs and nibs and that he used to carry with him. Because I want to reward creative behavior.
Okay, so I cast the spell to locate a fountain pen.
Like, cast a spell. Yeah. And you get kind of the sense too that it's located deep far away in but kind of northern maybe into the cave.
Okay, I guess I'll start leading the way. Say, be safe, Gundren. But I think it only lasts 10 minutes, so I want to try to follow the trail as far as I can. So I like cast him like, bye.
Like, hi. And like, can you see how far away it is, or do like if you know the direction?
1,000 feet.
As long as you have
sense the direction to the object's location, as long as the object is within 1,000 feet of you. If the object is in motion, you know the direction of its movement.
Yeah. So you feel that it's kind of northern, the northern sense based on, but it's fuzzy because, like kind of northern, maybe northern eastern, kind of in the middle there. You're not quite sure. It kind of jumps around a little bit. Because you're going based on, I'm fudging it a little bit, DM discretion, because creativity is rewarded. But like, because it was described to you, you're kind of trying to picture it in your mind, so you kind of get like little, like almost like trying to pick up a bad channel on TV. Like every once in a while, like a picture comes through, you gotta get a feeling, but then it kind of fuzzes out.
Would Ogremon have one of these pens? Could I just hold it up and be like, look for another one of these?
Just kind of like hone it in a little bit. I don't know. Check your stuff. Roll a d20 to see if you have it.
Just any d20?
Just plain d20. I'm picking a number, 1 out of 20.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna roll with disadvantage because I'm still exhausted, even though it's not a check.
Could be one of the things you left in the hotel.
It sure could. That's coming at you. Sorry, my virtual dice. I got 2 19s.
Okay, then either way, you didn't get it.
That's unbelievable. I can't believe I rolled 2 19s.
That is kind of unbelievable.
That's insane. I need to take a shot of this. This is ridiculous.
Nope, the number I picked was 9. Ogremon didn't have one. He might have had one at one point, but yeah, it's kind of fuzzy, but you're kind of getting like a feeling, but it's deep in there. But definitely more, you're getting like a more northern. Also, as you guys are how long you guys have been in the cave for a little while now at this point, right? Like a couple minutes as you're like at this point. So you notice, especially Valhalla, as you guys are kind of in there and in the cave, you hear almost there's like a rumbling deep within the cave at that almost like pounding waves as it kind of a slow rumble kind of comes through and it kind of echoes through, and so as to the point that even like the floor beneath your feet kind of vibrates, and it seems it rumbles, and then every about 2 minutes or so that you feel it on your feet, almost the stone shiver, and from where you are it's faint, almost like a distant seashore, like your boat's very far out to sea.
You all are feeling that, right?
Feeling what?
Girl, I can't even feel my face right
Rumbling,
now.
It's like ocean waves lapping at our feet, except for there's no ocean.
Girl, I can't even feel my face right now.
Probably just like underground creatures doing
Lyle-
underground creature things.
Lyle lays on the ground with her ear to the ground.
can't tell beyond what I hear and feel.
Are you staying there for at least 2 minutes to like hear it come through again?
Yeah.
Like, so like Laya, she's like, or yeah, anyone who's like, you hear it kind of like, you hear it's like a slow rumble, and then as it gets a little louder, it's still very, very faint. But you hear it kind of slowly build, and then that whole kind of whoosh, and then it kind of releases every 2 minutes.
Are we near any water source whatsoever? Do we know that, or we're just near mountains and we don't know what's on the other side of them?
Yeah, you guys roll nature, survival check to know where you guys are in relation. I mean, it's also knowing the area.
Well, I've got a +1 on nature and a 0 on survival, so.
I've got high for those. Survival, I've got a +5.
All right, perfect.
Yeah. So like Laya knows that like you guys are fairly inland. There's no way, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no kind of large body of water. You guys are fairly, like, you even, because you were at the lighthouse, know just how far inland you are. And you have that calling towards the sea. That there's, to the best of your knowledge, there's nothing like that here.
Okay. Well, shall we investigate further and go find Gundren's brother?
Let's do
To the
it.
north.
If we can't save him, we'll kill everyone that killed him.
And we'll get the treasure.
Dun, dun, dun.
I mean,
Hours.
the gnomes told us about that. I'm not just making that up. I don't think.
Because the gnomes are super honest.
Yeah, I'm more about Avenger.
Technically.
Ogremann's world just like shattered when he said that. Like he hadn't even considered that they could have been lying to him.
Well, the gnomes we met on the road weren't very trustworthy, but
Right.
Oh, that hits Ogremon double hard, probably, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The fact that he just remembered that it was gnomes that gave him the handkerchief that changed his worldview forever. So as you guys, and so Gundren too turns to Halvrax, is like, the offer stands. If you want, I can look after the child. If you don't want to take him in the harrowing journey with you.
Normally, I would want to take a child into battle, but I don't know. Should we take the child into battle?
I don't know.
I'll let him wait until he's like a month old before we really go into this. He can stay here with you for now. He's got to work on his dart throwing first before he can go into scary caves.
So are they kind of like unlatching him from your chest and kind of like...
I latch him to Gundren's chest.
And at that, Gundren kind of like, it's like, the distraction will be helpful. And he's like, coochie coochie coo. And at that... Okay. Volzap, I will eventually get his name, kind of takes his club and kind of swings it up towards Gundren, but because he's used to trying to hit you in the head, who you're taller, he kind of sweeps over his head, kind of misses, and he's like, there, and kind of like pats the little guy's head. He's like, do you want a cookie?
I pat his head and I'm like, you must adjust for your opponent's size, my child.
Does Gundren have any kind of like magical affinity? Like, I was just thinking, like, I have that staff of defense that I always forget I have. Could I like leave it with him, or he probably has to be attuned to it, so I don't know if he would be
Yeah.
able to use it. I was just trying to think of something I could leave to like defensively.
Yeah, he doesn't really have anything. He's just a standard humanoid dwarf. He has a club, so he takes out his club and kind of like taps it against the little babies, so they're playing with clubs together. But otherwise, he doesn't have any magical affinity now.
Okay. I don't think there's anything I can leave though.
Could I was originally thinking gold, but I wouldn't part with my gold. But could I give the baby a copper piece to try and keep it occupied? And because I feel bad for freaking him out earlier, but I figured
Trying to
something,
give him something shiny in order to like,
yeah, distract him.
just like as you like kind of like hand it out, are you like going like ooh shiny like?
Yeah, and then got something fun you can play with and hand it to him.
Yeah, he kind of like reaches out and kind of grabs it and kind of looks at it, then looks over at Halvrex for a minute and like waiting to see if Halvrex kind of reacts to it for a second before then going hum, 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 and starts like gumming it, like, but then like looking at it and reacting to the
That's right.
retaste in his mouth.
You don't eat your money, you exchange your money for food.
And then he kind of hands it to Gundren because Gundren was the last one to give him food.
So you see, the invisible hand will take money and turn it into goods and services. I forgot I was playing Halbrex's super free market capitalist.
The invisible hand.
But also, because you are the son of a dragon, this will be the start of your hoard. So only give this up if you need it.
He kind of looks at it again.
I lean over to Valhalla and I'm just like, is he trying to build a sociopath? Because this is how you make a sociopath.
This is how you make a dragon.
Dragons are sociopaths. You're actually crazy.
He thinks it's people. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I just had a strange lucid
What is
moment where I
right?
realized that I'm not the craziest one here right now.
I'm a metallic dragon, which means I do what's right, and then I get paid for it, and then I keep all that payment for myself and do not redistribute it into the local economy. Eventually, it may trickle down.
Laya just yells, "That doesn't work!"
Ogrman's like, I have an abacus and I can show you how you're wrong, but we have shit to do.
Hey guys, roaring thing, avenging his brother.
Yeah.
Can we do this, please?
Let's go. Laya moves towards the cliff thing.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, yeah.
Halvrex, with his -1 intelligence, starts explaining supply and demand curves as we start walking down.
But the time value of money.
And the baby.
Laya just tells him the benefits of communal living in the forest and living off.
Oh, this kid is so screwed.
Yeah, so as you guys kind of reach that, like, towards the edge there where it looks like you drop off, you see that it looks like the cavern is collapsed there, and it forms about, like, a 10-foot, that can't be right. Forming a 10-foot, 20, oh, 10-foot wide? Oh, like that way. Okay, deep. And 20 feet down, so 20-foot deep kind of pit. With and kind of like you see that a rope from this nearby stalactite dangles down. It was tied off around the stalactite and dangled down like a rough hewn rope. It's kind of like tossed, dangles up at the side of the pit. If you want to try and climb down.
I'm gonna investigate to see how like sturdy it is. I'm gonna go over and tug it.
Yeah.
Man, my rolls have been solidly mediocre.
Yeah. It looks like it seems to be fairly like, and here's the little. That it seems to be fairly sturdy. Like as you tug on it, it seems to be very secure, and it's only 20 feet down.
Oh, okay. So I could like almost jump it if I want.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how tall is the embankment?
Yeah, it's about 20 feet into the pit. If you wanted to try and climb down using the rope, without the rope, or with, you could use the rope.
I just grab it and jump down. I'm all about vengeance now, so I'm like, all right, we've dilly-dallied enough, and I just grab the rope and start climbing down using it.
Roll an athletics check.
I should have prepared Featherfall.
God, why?
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay.
I just jump down after, like, do the same thing.
Just trying to, like, with the rope or just kind of climbing down?
Climbing down.
Aww.
Roll an athletics check. Oh, you climb down just fine.
I have a very good athletics.
Laya uses the rope.
All right. Mine basically just
A critical 19.
Which is why I was using the rope.
Ogremon will also use the rope.
That one.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it. I clicked it. I
Yeah,
don't
roll
know.
twice with a disadvantage.
I clicked it, but I guess it didn't go. Hold on.
Yeah, make sure you click your token too. Halifax is still way back in the bottom, by the way.
Nope.
Well,
I'll come fix it.
Well,
In a
I'm
second.
gonna go ahead and
Well,
guess
yeah,
that a 9 is not good.
9 Arcana is awful, but a 20 Athletics is fine.
Oh, I rolled Arcana. All right, hold on.
You divined that it's not magical rope.
Every-
So you 13, yeah, you're fine.
Okay. I was like, I didn't even realize I clicked the wrong thing. Jesus, I am becoming Dr. Ogremon.
I will use the rope also.
I really thought about jumping down and trying to superhero land, but
Like,
I'm
yeah,
already.
Nah, you would have fallen like prone and died like
Yeah. It
immediately.
would have been
Your
like
luck.
million dollar baby on like a really small rock, just. It's an obscure ass reference.
So as you now that you're kind of down in the pit, you notice, especially kind of, and I'm going and describing things based exactly how you guys like from now on to like as your characters move, that's where you guys are. So if you guys like are in charge of like making sure you continue moving and stuff like that. So Zimvelnos and kind of those guys down there see that there's kind of 2 tunnels, and they're rough hewn and they're very small. And to the point where like most of you would be fine, but Dr. Ogremon would kind of have to tuck his head a little bit in his original Goliath form.
I miss
But
being
there's
a
kind of
woman.
one that down here, kind of that black, that's kind of headed towards the east, and there's another one up here, kind of headed towards the north.
We should split up.
No successful campaign ever. No, that's not true.
It's like
Okay. Well, my decision making abilities are borked, so.
Given what you said
Girl.
earlier about us kind of sometimes having trouble, I don't think we should split up.
Oh, now I was right.
You were always right, partially.
We had to spare Gundren's feeling just because one of his family members was dead on the ground.
Yes.
You think he could still hear us?
Hey, at that, he goes, yes.
Not sorry, Gundren. It's part of life. You'll figure it out.
Laya just goes, let's go.
Which direction,
Lions,
Laya?
like, start singing the circle of life.
No.
Which direction did your tracking take us?
Northeast.
I don't see a compass on here. Which hole is that closer to?
We have a northwest and we have a southeast.
It feels like it's coming live because you're still it's still cast, even for it's only a couple minutes or so. We'll say you're getting like it's coming from kind of like this area here, and by here I'm just making the little bloop show up in your thing, but it's definitely not that close.
Yeah.
Well, let's at
Okay,
least head
Lia's
in
gonna
that
go
direction.
to the northern opening because that seems closer to the loops. The loop direction.
Yeah. So northwest and east. Yeah. So as you guys are you guys kind of like going through the tunnel?
Yep.
There.
Yes.
So. Oop. Make sure that it covers that.
Bloop.
Bloop. Actually, I should have the Twitch open so then I can see what you guys see, and then I can go back.
It'll
You're like-
really confuse the hell out of you.
I know. So yeah, so in that area, Laya, you can see, and everyone there's definitely Laya from where as you guys are kind of moving forward, you see I'll reveal even more.
It doesn't follow my face.
Doesn't like you.
Man. Yeah, so and you can probably see a little bit further into here. So you kind of notice it seems as though looking at it it looks like there's a bunch of passages that kind of go. Some, like the ones that you're kind of, it looks like if you feel like Laya, as you're kind of standing in that hallway there, it feels more like it was, rather than natural kind of caves, it definitely feels more like tunnels, like a mining, kind of like they were, partially excavated. There are several passages, like it looks like they were starting to build like towards the eastern side there, that they're building kind of these different tunnels, and everything feels very old too. And if anyone remembers any of the history that they have been told so far about this tunnel, if they want to repeat it now to remind everyone, because
Wrote it down somewhere.
There be magic here.
Wave Echo Cave from Gundra. Magical power and lots of wealth. Gnomes and human. Wait. Yes. Gnomes and human spellcasters made Forge of Spells, which was lost after evil mercenary wizards tried to take the location for themselves. They were supposed to be protecting the cave. Descendants of dwarves helped make the cave, were able to find the location. That's all I have.
It's more than I wrote down.
If I click into my non-existent notes, it'll take away the feed from the stream. But also, I did not take notes as good as that, so I think I'm here for that spell. Whatchamacallit?
Forge of Spells?
Yeah, the spell forge. That one.
If
Yeah.
I go towards the east, like I see that it's like blocked off here. Is there
Oh, yeah. So
any
you-
other passage or?
Oh, did I just make it high? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
When I was DMing this weekend, Roll20 was doing that to me
it
at
was
times.
glitchy, like, right? Because I just had it selected and then it's being glitchy.
I very much dislike Roll20.
I started playing with, there's another one that I saw someone I follow used. It starts with an S. I can't think of the name of it right now. And I signed up for it to see, because it looked really pretty. Like,
Mhm.
it looked more like, because you could have an angle, so it looks more like you're looking down at a table as opposed to the top down. But the nice thing about Roll20 is they have a thing with wizards, so they have all these pre-built in,
Mhm.
because this is legitimately the map. So you wouldn't have to.
I need them to just consume Roll20. I need wizards to just be like, hey, this is part of D&D Beyond now, because then
Yeah.
Beyond will literally have everything you need.
Right.
Mhm.
All they
Ugh.
need is a tabletop, and then it
Yeah.
would be. doing.
I super love their like initiative tracking and like encounter builder that they have. It's chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Stream is not yet sponsored by D&D.
not yet. This
Not that good,
close.
guys. I am no Matt Mercer. So yeah, so you see that you notice as you're going, it again it continues down. And here too, I mentioned it, these areas are equally as short. They're only 6 feet tall. So Ogremon
Halvrex
has to
has to
kind of,
duck, too.
and Halvrex, any of our larger characters have to duck down. These were obviously made for human and gnome-sized creatures.
I really miss being a woman.
A human woman.
I think Laya's just gonna keep going north and east, unless somebody like goes differently.
I mean, if Laya's following the locate spell she cast, I think that's
Yeah.
let's beeline this.
Yeah.
Okay, so from there, you kind of notice that, and then from where you are too, you kind of see over here as well.
Check out over here.
I think too. Are you guys just like barreling, like kind of barreling through, or are you
Yep.
trying it all to be? It doesn't sound like it, but I'm gonna ask the question.
I'm gonna try to be semi-stealthy, and I'll roll stealth, but it's gonna be
I can.
terrible. so it
You know
doesn't
what I
matter.
can do? I can cast Pass Without Trace on us all.
Good, because
Perfect.
I suck at stealth.
But hold on, because I think that and the locate might be concentration.
Yeah, I know
So,
Loki. I
yeah,
think
one at a
it's
time.
right.
Yeah, so I can only have one at a time. So
We don't need to be
I'm-
stealthy. We
Nah,
can
let's
take
just barrel
whatever.
through,
We can
whatever.
take whatever.
This is how we do.
We charge in.
It worked so far. We'll be fine.
well, I can say
Not
that like
murder hobo.
if the locate like drops off, like if it's been 10 minutes, I'll just, if we're not in battle or something, I'll do Pass Without Trace. Just let me know, like, oh, you're far enough where it's been 10 minutes, the locate thing is gone.
So, where you guys, as you guys like, where you're going, it's a dead end. So, are you guys kind of like going back? Like, you're moving very quickly through. So, I just want to.
Do I have any sense of like, well, this one goes like east, this goes north.
You
Do I have
definitely,
any
it's actually
ping?
more of like almost like a direct north. Maybe a little actually from where you are now, like a more kind of westernly fit
Okay,
is that you're.
I'm gonna look down this one.
Okay. So here, from where you see, let's do, 'cause it's actually kind of like tunnels. Because then I'm like, okay, here's your vantage. This is all you can see. Boom, bing. You see a big. It kind of you see some stairs that kind of lead up, and then it kind of opens into an area.
Is that a dead body that she sees?
Possibly. I think I turned to everyone and I'm like, I feel like we're close. Do you want me to keep locating, or should we stealth in?
Yeah.
Maybe we should stealth it. I mean, wait. Let me see how far that is, because I would be able to see that if with my dark vision. I step up so I can see it. That's definitely a body, right? I can see that now. Yeah, let's stealth in. That's a dead body up there.
What is it?
I definitely see some remains up there. So as you guys are kind of moving forward, how are you guys what's the marching order as you guys are moving forward?
I've actually decided to stay up front with Laya.
Yeah, I'm probably still in front. I'm just keep going, but I've switched my spell to Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
Helivrax
I
and
want to
I
be
are.
up towards the front, but I still need to be near Ogremon.
I was gonna say, I imagine Halivax and I are like crouched around the glow sword, like it's like an umbrella, like two gigantic guys sharing an umbrella.
So you guys kind of like pack around the corner too, so like the light doesn't kind of cast forward, or like where exactly are you right there? Like at where you are, or
I think
Yeah.
I think that's probably good. But I'm gonna click the light off
okay.
so we can get the drop on them.
Okay,
So-
I think Laya probably creeps up the stairs.
Yeah. So
To here.
hold before you do that.
Okay.
Shit.
You can't roll yet because as you guys are kind of like slowly creeping, and I imagine like Dr. Ogerman's that last one there, all of a sudden, Dr. Ogerman, you click off the light. And as soon as you do, unknown to you, you get, hold on. What's your AC's, what's your AC?
16.
16? Okay. Yeah, you get hit in the face by this thing that you're not quite sure, taking 10 bludgeoning damage. And to everyone else, sees this large. Well, here, let me show you. For those
I,
who-
for one, do not see this.
Yes, Halvrax and Ogerman do not see crap.
It's Tear Thwack, I'm like, what happened?
Where's the pictures of? Where is it? There's like a one that like pictures of bad things. I'm trying to find it. Named NPCs, the bestiary where all the tokens are. Player handouts. There we go. Monster images. There you go. A giant yellow oozy orifice just thwaps. You see, just kind of thwap Dr. Ogerman for 10 damage in the face.
Oh no.
What did I tell you about being aware?
I didn't even get to roll anything.
Yeah. So now roll. I closed it by accident. Everyone roll for initiative.
I didn't roll with disadvantage for the initiative, but
It's fine.
I got a 1.
So he got the drop on you, and then the rest are in order. And I'm going to assume, Laya, that you didn't quite make it into that cave for all intent and purpose.
Yeah. I'll be like
You were like halfway
starting to
up
step up onto the
Yeah.
stairs and I hear a thwack.
Yeah. So Halvrax, you can't so the light is hold on. Let me change this.
I
real quick.
actually came
Yeah,
in top of the order, but it's at the bottom.
Zen is top.
Oh yeah. Whoop, there you go. So the light is off, so Halvrax and Ogerman, until Ogerman is able to turn it back on again, you guys are blind. Or it's dark. But Zil,
Well, the turn order just disappeared. Is that just for me?
oh shoot, I keep closing it.
Oh.
Okay.
Gotcha.
When I close it, it closes for everyone. I just forgot I have to move it.
Oh, gotcha. So the other two you said aren't aware of what's there.
Yeah,
Right.
they know, like Ogerman
Something's
knows
happening.
something just hit him in the face, but they can't see it because it's dark. Because he turned off his light to get a drop on him.
Gotcha. I'm going to attack with my bow, but I'm also going to shout a warning that, say, Ogerman behind you.
I imagine it's attached to my face, but maybe that's just me overanalyzing. When you say it thwacked me in the face, I just imagine it's like
Giant
face
head crab.
hugger. Yeah.
I think it's a pseudopod, so yeah, kind of like fits down there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 17 definitely hits.
And then sneak attack. Because whether he likes it or not, he's engaged.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Nice.
Nice. So 18.
Yep.
All right, Halvrex. You can't see, but you know something.
I hear a thwack. I hear Zinvelnos going and stabbing. Like, what's going on? What's happening? What are we stabbing at?
Are you like readying, like, or like you just like?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I will just like ready in action, like get my halberd out and just like get it in the stabbing position, and just ready in action for when he flicks the light back on.
Okay. Are you staying where you are, like kind of like between? You're kind of because you're kind of in the middle of everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Laya, you're about to like kind of go forward, and then you turn around and like commotion behind you. You see this yellow ooze.
I'm gonna try to cast fairy fire on it so that the blind people can see it.
Oh.
So before, I just want to bring it up because I think fairy fire is concentration 2. And did you do Path Without a Trace right before?
I did.
Did
We just won't be sneaky.
Without metagaming, I can cast this spell.
I guess I could just shoot a bow at it. I guess I'll do that, I guess.
Yeah, I think we should say stealthy so we don't end up
Okay.
getting attacked by more shit right now in a long hallway.
Yeah.
We can do that daredevil fight.
And Pass Without Trace lasts for like an hour too, so that's an hour of sneak.
Yeah.
Okay, does a 9 hit it?
it does?
Oh.
Does it pierce it and penetrate Dr. Ogerman's face?
No, it still misses Dr. Ogerman.
I got 5 damage. It's rolling on D&D Beyond for some reason and not.
That's
Mitchell
piercing.
can confirm.
Can confirm.
Can confirm. And that's piercing too, right? For
Yes.
Okay. 5 damage you said, or 8?
5.
5. Okay. I don't know why I had 8 in my head. All right.
8.
So at that, another thing kind of comes through and flaps because it's right in front of him. Dr. Ogerman, you're 16, so it tries to kind of get another like ooze kind of at you, but it misses. Valhalla, it's your turn.
All right, so I move next to Ogerman, so now if it attacks Ogerman again, like it will, like I get an opportunity attack. But in the meantime, so I move there and then I hit him with my maul. Where is maul? There it is. That should hit.
Silvered Maul definitely hits. For some bludgeoning. 13. Alright, Dr. Ogerman.
So I have a question about flicking the light on. I apparently only added the equipment as a +1 short sword, and I don't have the lit property. Is it a bonus action? Is it a free action?
Bonus action can cause the weapon to shed bright light.
Okay.
Or extinguish.
Gotcha. So with that being the case, I am going to first. Did you say another one appeared?
Nope.
Oh, it just tried to hit me again. Got it.
Hit again.
Understood. I'm gonna point the blunderbuss at my own face. No.
Unfinished blunderbuss.
Yeah. Just I'll totally do it, man. I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire
You're not lighting everything up first. You're just trying to cast fairy fire.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cast fairy fire.
Okay.
So that you can see, and I'm gonna have it glow green.
Right.
And any creature that is in the area when the spell is cast is outlined if it fails a dex saving throw.
So, got an awesome -2 dex. What's the DC? Probably
13.
13. Okay, I rolled an 11. So it failed. And since it's a cube, it's the face of you. I'm assuming that you're going like south out.
Yeah, I'm basically in the rest of the hallway because I don't want it to affect the rest of us, but I want it to be glowed.
Yeah. So he's the only one.
If it lights up with fairy fire, would that trigger my held action?
Probably. If you see the thing, I would
assume so. Yeah.
You were waiting for something.
I was waiting for something to light up.
And you see this green glow that kind of goes around this giant amorphous creature.
Okay.
So, with the halberd though, are you trying to stabby with the halberd?
Yeah,
Or
I've got a 10-foot range with it.
Slashy with the stuff with the.
I think it does slashing damage no matter what.
Okay. Yeah. So roll for your halberd damage.
Oh, I hit the button, but it didn't do it. There we go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 13 definitely hits. So as like.
Oh no, it was an 11 to hit and 13 damage.
Or yeah, no, yeah, still hit a giant jelly. It doesn't have a lot of armor. So, so with the kind of like 13 to hit or 11 hits, as your halberd kind of goes through and kind of like comes down on this giant jelly before you. Oh, please.
I did the thing you're not supposed to do to jellies.
Well, don't be jelly.
This is my first jelly.
Go over there.
I don't think you're ready for this jelly.
I fought a jelly once and almost died.
Yeah, I almost did a TPK with.
It was like our first fight. First time he was DMing, like almost killed the whole party with a jelly.
I don't think I've ever encountered a jelly before, so
Yeah,
I have no idea what's going on.
That's surprising too, because you did this adventure.
I didn't get this far though.
Oh.
Like we did. I don't know. We did a lot, but we didn't get this far. I don't know how. I don't know, or at least I didn't get this far with the group.
So as the halberd kind of comes down, it slices through this jelly and it kind of like slowly splits apart into cleaved it into.
It still took the damage though, right?
And
It did.
it's still ferried, right?
And yes, both of them are good. Thank you. Both
Sorry,
of
I just
them.
want to make sure.
Do I get an opportunity attack on the one that pops out?
It's still technically no.
Okay.
I'm gonna finish my turn with
Yeah.
making a fist and giving 1d8 plus 3 temporary hit points to all of us.
Roll for.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, are we all within range? Within
Right.
10 feet of me. So everyone but Laya is going to get this. 4 plus 3... 7. Oh wait, why did it do a d20?
No, it rolled it twice. So 4 plus 3 is 7 though.
That's
weird.
so weird. Yeah, I was going to say that was just a coincidence, I think. So everybody has 7 temporary hit points.
Except for Laya.
Except for Laya, sorry. Sorry, Laya.
It's okay.
It's nothing personal. I need the help. I'ma die.
No worries.
All right. So Zilvelnos. Zilvelnos.
So this split into two separate ones.
Jack, yeah.
They're. Let's see.
What's up, man?
Probably wants to go to bed.
Yeah, I'll just attack. I'll attack this one. This one over here in front of Ogremon.
Got it.
Assuming a 27 hits.
Yeah, crit definitely hits.
Plus sneak, so 24.
Yeah. So at that, your kind of arrow goes and slices through this one, and it kind of like the ooze starts to kind of have its little arms kind of come out of this little baby ooze that just came out of nowhere, and then it kind of like all kind of slumps down onto the ground.
Hmm.
This one is still alight with fairy fire, but is a pile of ooze on the ground. Halvrax.
Reach across and stab the other one, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Slide through it.
You get advantage with fairy fire.
Oh, good.
Yeah. A 10 does hit. And as like kind of slashes down for 3 hit points. Yeah. And at that, as its hit, the halberd kind of slices through this ooze once more. I'm just gonna move that over just for a second, because
I hate this.
2 little baby ones. It slices that medium-sized creature in half, and 2 small ooze just kind of like split off.
Stop slashing it.
Stop
Never.
cutting it.
It's the only thing I can do.
You have a javelin?
And it comes back to you when you throw it.
My javelin doesn't do that.
Oh. I thought I did that to everybody's javelin, but I guess I can only do 1 javelin at a time.
Oh,
In front of my head.
it's my turn. I didn't realize. I will just shoot a bow.
Why did one upstairs and one on back?
Oh, why is that one not? Oh, there it is. Okay. Let me put in your hit points. All right, shooting a bow.
Yep.
Which one? Are you aiming for?
I'll do the one in front of Dr. Ogerman.
Yep, and they are still fairy fire too. If you wanted to roll a second time and see if you get crit.
Oh, let's try it.
You can't even see what they are because it's just green dots.
Still slide.
It's green slime. It's Slimer. Yeah, so the 19 and this one over here that you were hitting, right? For 5?
Yeah,
Get down.
this one. Oh, that was a really big circle.
Don't take him out.
I got it.
I'll take him upstairs. I just did my turn. Come on, Tia.
Valhalla, save us!
Okay, I'm gonna wait. So did it kill the one that? Did Lia's bow kill it or make it look?
It kind of went into him and.
It's hard to tell. All right. Well, I'm just gonna smash the one in front of me.
That hits for sure. 11. Yeah. That little oh my gosh, buddy. Ours is whining now too. Go to sleep.
Marty is awake, but not. She's playing with her toys in her kennel. I'm trying to ignore her.
Honey?
I shoot. Just deleted the from the turn order. I think it was before Dr. Ogerman.
Yeah, I was certainly dead last on this one.
Yeah. And I know it was after Valhalla and before Ogerman, so we'll put it as a 4. Because I went and I. Alright, so Valhalla / that one. So the one that it looks not great. It's not necessarily bloodied because it's a giant jelly, but it looks like its little arms are slowly smaller. And there's 2 little guys. So this first one's gonna go and try to hit you back, but its attack is a 6, so it fails. And the second one's gonna go and try to attack Dr. Ogerman, who's right in front of you, and it crits for an 11 plus 8, so 19 bludgeoning damage.
Then I get to react.
And you get to react. An 8 actually hits.
It was with advantage, right? So.
Oh yeah, so you can. The 12 also hits.
Yeah. Oh, and shoot, that 11 back there before there was a 1. Oh well, I'll just remember to re-roll if I have to.
Yeah.
So there's a 2 in there, so.
And, yeah, so you can re-roll that too. You wanna throw a d5, so 5 plus 3 plus 4.
Yeah.
So 12. Yeah. So at that one. It doesn't even show because the dot's in the way. There you go. So that one's dead. But there's still this one glowing one.
Kendra, do you know what I'm going to ask you?
Yep.
Does it fit in a jar?
Parts of it probably do. I mean, it is an ooze. It's a jelly. You could, if you wanted to, cut off its.
Oh, I can't just scoop the whole thing alive into a jar and put the lid on.
The small size. How big is a small size creature?
I guess I wasn't sure if it was
Or
small or
halfway
tiny at this point.
sized.
Yeah, it's like it's not tiny.
Ah,
It's a small creature right now.
I'm sorry. I'm unfamiliar with the size variance here. I knew, like, was it large or huge was 4 tiles? Yeah. Anyway, okay.
I made it slightly smaller so that I could distinguish it from the medium-sized jelly.
Gotcha. Cool. I'm gonna hit it with my glow sword, which is
The one
something.
that's left.
Yeah, that I should. This is something I should not do. But I'm like channeling my inner Valhalla. I'm like, look, I'm a religionless paladin. Look at me go.
That's gonna bite you in the butt.
Technically, a paladin doesn't need a god, only an oath.
Yeah. And 10 hits because it would have been with disadvantage, but it had advantage because it had fairy fire, so it evens out with a 10.
Okay.
So what's the damage? Oh, it's piercing damage even. So
Mhm.
yeah. So at that, you're hitting it with its sword, and it goes gaboop, and it again like kind of like slowly. It's like the ooze. Just
As
kinda
it's doing that, I crouch down and kind of like scoop some up into a jar.
scooping some ooze into a jar.
Yeah.
Just
Duly
make
noted. I
make
have
sure
a page in my notebook that's literally just things that Dr. Ogerman picks up. So
I'm so sorry. I was reading something about how terrible people are at looting bodies. There's like entire subclasses dedicated to like finding the best loot, and here I am. I think it's the murder hobo class that someone homed
Oh,
in
yeah.
on DM's Guild.
So I say that like as a joke because I love that you do that. That you totally make Dr. Ogerman your own and like are looting bodies and making me think creatively about it. You guys are also awful at looting bodies, with the exception of Dr. Ogerman looting animal bestial bodies.
I mean, I was gonna loot the dwarf, but I thought it was a little callous.
Too soon.
I like thought about that. I was like, that's not even like a funny gag. That's just rude.
I mean, too bad you didn't look a little closer just to see what he was wearing. But
Oh, Matt, they're still in the dungeon.
Just make sure that the jar is well marked, being that it's jelly.
the jelly.
Oh, no. I'm just gonna remember, and then I'm gonna trick some shit into drinking this.
But yeah, at that point,
I had some toast with jelly.
Has anyone seen Happy yet?
Yeah.
Does anyone know the reference? I think Nick has. Nick knows.
right before you guys bust into the big cave, that might be a good place to stop for the night
Okay.
because it's
Okay.
11.
Okay.
Yeah. People probably have to work early in the morning and stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm on the late shift from now all this week, and I requested to not go in before 9 of November to get the dog on a schedule. So,
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
hooray!
I made another scene for like when we're not in a map and we're just chatting and shit. It's fun.
Nice.
Random. I didn't want to interrupt play while we were doing this. Is there a way to make Zoom not highlight the person speaking? Because I could not find that setting.
I always have it in like gallery view.
Yeah, but even with the speaker view, yeah, you do.
Yeah, so we've
It
had
is
like
in gallery view.
But it's
Oh,
a little green.
And
Is
it
it in
just-
your settings? maybe?
yeah.
Yeah, I
like the
looked.
little green outline thing. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Because
Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to not have that.
it's annoying. I like clipped all that. I mean, if you see it in the stream, you'll see what I'm talking about. I just have to get the like boxes tighter around us or whatever. But it was, I don't know. It came out pretty good actually.
Nice.
If Drew has any, you know,
Oh, I
feedback.
Oh, he closed it a little while ago. He was playing Baldur's Gate, so.
Cool.
Oh, I just realized the damn cave is called Wave Echo Cave. That's why there's that sound.
Oh,
Oh, we're so smart.
we are the worst. Now I want to go back and loot the. I mean, come on! I spent so much time with that body. I didn't notice what he was wearing.
Because Lia pulled the thing back over.
Oh, did she? I missed that part.
It was some boots.
Yeah, I like pulled the bedroll over. I didn't like bury him yet, so you could probably sneak in and look at his body
You want to go
on
back?
the way out. Unless Gundren just like buries him while we're gone.
Oh, which brother died? I'm just trying to like.
Not Thundrin.
Thundrin,
Yeah, Tharden.
Tharden.
Was that the poet brother?
And the
No.
one that's missing is named what?
Nundro.
Nundro.
Okay.
So Tharden, here I can type it into chat. Tharden, Tharden, is the one that's dead.
Okay.
Tharden.
I'm just
Tharden
writing the
was the
notes.
more the pragmatic, he was a historian and he's actually the reason he was the one who knew the history, was able to find. Nundro was the poety brother that kind of aspired to be an adventurer, and the is more the romance of the history that got him into it, is the backstory that I made up.
Okay.
Gundren, Thundren, Nundren.
Is that how Rex is gonna refer to them all as?
Yes.
That's what I was already doing. Yeah, I didn't pay enough
Yeah.
attention to care about your brothers. My perception is that dwarves have like 50 siblings each.
They have litters.
Yeah, it's gross. I find you disgusting, Gundren.
Oh, he's not nearby.
Yeah. It's okay. He would have
Being
been more helpful.
preoccupied by the child.
Just that little bit does echo out to him, though.
I hear you. Just kidding.
You. Cool beans.
You guys cleared through a bit of cave already.
We killed a jelly.